It's practice.
When's the next race?
Should be starting in time now.
4 o'clock Eastern.
side. Clear on the left. One lap to green. Line up on the right side. Pit road is closed right now. Jetstar, 1 car. Jetstar, 23 car. Jetstar, 23 car. About to go green, stay focused. Half 26 car. Green, green, green. Left side. Clear. Car right. Clear on the right. Car right. Clear on the right. Car on your left. Clear.
there, how you doing? Have you tried this race yourself yet? So far so good. It just kicked off. The guy in front of me already ran into the back end of the guy in front of him, so I had a chance to overtake and I went ahead and backed out of it because I wasn't entirely sure if I can trust him yet or not. He seems a tad on the slow side though. But going well so far, no contact. Have you tried this race yourself yet? Yeah, I don't even think he was trying to do anything crazy. I think he just slid the front ends and got into them. But I'm not trusting in people on this track. I'm fairly new to it myself. I really only started grinding this track maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. Hadn't really raced it before then. Yep, he's in the wall. Of course, can't get around him there. What cars do you do? Honestly, I don't even drive the GT3s hardly ever. In fact, practically never. I mostly do GTP, although I got kind of burnt out on it after the Daytona 24 hours, so I've been kind of just bouncing around different places. But I'm still learning these. Yeah, I'd say it depends with the track. It can be a complete handful, but a lot of it is just kind of following in line and staying out of trouble. Or like right now, this guy's gonna try to run me, and just make sure you take the inside away from him whenever we get up to this corner coming up. Somebody's got to back down.
Clear on the right.
And he didn't back down. Cool, Ken.
You're a fucking idiot, mate.
Your car has too much damage. We've got to fix it.
Well, honestly, a lot of it is just staying out of trouble. And unfortunately,
Like literally,
I wasn't able to do that.
Thank you so much for no braking. Thank you.
Open wheels.
Is it the guy?
Man,
Because he's the
I've
idiot.
tried to get into dirt a couple of times, and honestly, it was so much of a handful I had no worry at all. Let's take a look at this. I have a feeling I know what happened there. I don't think it's very subtle. Oh, wow, that wasn't even close, and he has the nerve to send me a message. Dude, are you kidding me? You turned square into me. Oh, brother. I think we're gonna leave that one alone. But, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna continue on with that guy. Oh man, he fully turned in as though I wasn't even there. He was just gonna make the corner, like he was in line to hit the apex. Yeah, if you look at that, like he's going right here. There's nowhere for me to exist. Uh, there is about 32 minutes left in the race, but quite frankly, after the tow, there's probably going to be a decent amount of repairs that probably ain't going to be worth it. I'm not too upset about it, honestly. Um, this is actually my first time really getting into these races. I only did one official race yesterday, and we managed to do pretty well in there. Um, and then this was just kind of an experience thing, and quite frankly, it was specifically to be in situations like this and kind of get used to it and for the 24 hour. I'm 4.99. I don't really care that much about safety rating, honestly. And if you don't know, the way that the safety rating works on iRating is the different levels, they're not actually treated the same. So like level 1.x and level 2.x, 3.x, 4.x, the amount that you're penalized and gained, they are drastically different. So like for instance, me just being in that incident, that may be an entire point because I'm at a 4.99. Whereas if I was in that exact same incident when I was like a 1.5, it might have only been like a zero point 0.2 hit or something. So it's not even worth really worrying about, to be honest with you, because at the end of the day, you're going to kind of hit an equilibrium and balance between like 2 and 3. And plus, we're doing the 24-hour race this weekend, so by the end of that race, I'll be 499 again. So not too concerned with it. But yeah, big old thank you to this chap for pointing straight at me. Ah, yeah. Honestly, I'm probably too conservative when it comes to safety rating. I could do for getting more off tracks, to be frank with you. I think being at like a 2 something is
Matthias,
generally
you have
ideal.
damage.
Yeah, to tell you the truth, like if I was concerned about my safety rating, like if it was lower, I'd do the same thing. But
Thank
with
you.
this, I'm not all that hurt about losing I rating or whatever, because quite frankly, I'm not opposed to being in a lower split when it comes to the 24-hour race. So it helps the cause basically. See how many people are retired right now. So if I'm here, wow, 7 people at least out, maybe 9 people, depending on how that looks. I'm not sure. So yeah, I got 18 minutes of repairs. Not really worth it. That's a bummer. Yeah, I think, let me see if I need it. Dinner. It's not dinner time. Where are you from? I'm kind of central in the US, so it's what is it, 3:30 here? Actually, funny. I worked out this morning at like 6 a.m. and didn't eat anything, and I was on a meeting that went way, 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 way longer than expected. I ended up getting off at like 2:30 or 2:45, and I ended up just scarfing food down my gullet right before I hopped into this race. You're in Texas? Yeah, it's not dinner time. What are you doing? Whereabouts? Houston, Austin, DFW? Fair enough. I'm not much of a cook. I'm a microwave guy. Let me cook. So, I have a running joke with my wife. I'm terrible at cooking in general, and one day I was like we were going to be doing this specific recipe that is fairly basic and straightforward, not a lot to it. But the first step to it was to simply cook rice, so boil rice. Um, I am such a fool. I know how bad of a cook I am, so I was like reading the instructions as thoroughly as I possibly could, making read it like 6, 7 times before I started doing it, and then kept rereading it during the steps and stuff. And I'm prepping everything, getting ready for everything to go. And I forget what the exact mistake was, but yeah, I ended up like turning the rice on and forgetting to like do something else along with it. So I just ended up just scorching the living daylights out of the rice for like 20 minutes straight. That pot was so black and charred, and the rice was completely obviously destroyed at that point. But I didn't realize it until it was like close to the end when everything else was cooked and we were gonna mix it together. So my wife comes around the corner and she's like, "What did you do?" And I'm like, "We have to order it." So. Yeah, can't even cook rice. Not just a saying for me, that's quite literal. Fair, fair, blackened chicken. I've called it blackened chicken once or twice before. Let's see, if I were to drop out right now, that would be 57 rating. Actually, you know what? I didn't look and see how big the carnage is from that wreck. I can do. I have to imagine it was pretty epic. Let's see here. These poor guys just minding their own business, nothing going on. Oh, maybe I'm a little too far back. Check this guy's POV. Oh, just absolutely clocked me. They all got through. He's just rolling onto the track. Looks like he's got his brakes held, can't tell. Oh no, this poor guy. Smash. Oh no, what happened to this dude? Oh no, they did the same thing, it looks like. Oh, they did it on the straight. Oh man. No wonder people in chat were so feisty. And everybody's just trying to gas through it rather than slowing down. Most of the stuff that I guess I'll be doing dirt and unofficial. The 992, the cup car? Yeah. Um I don't know. It doesn't. It sounds like you've got a lot of content. So it doesn't sound like you're brand new. But if you're trying to get into like the road side of things, I cut my teeth on the cut car years ago to kind of start developing that skill set. It's really, 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 really good,
Number
and
7,
to
your
kind of teach
internet
you
is
the way that
pretty
iRacing
bad.
wants. Um, the thing you'll start figuring out, especially with some of the sports cars, is a lot of the tire models they're different. So cup car kind of starts to teach you what you need to be doing in general. And then when you pivot off of the cup car and go into something else, you'll kind of start noticing differences in the way the tires behave, how they heat up or don't heat up, that sort of thing. That's a good purchase though. Which track is it at right now?
Who told me that we don't have to put?
Oh, are you not DRC? Still rookie? Oh, you know, honestly, you really don't. So that's a big stigma that especially like new accounts they kind of fall into. Um, there's at a certain point, like there's I know that the progression is kind of fun to like chase and things like that, but it's really not required. So you need those license classes to be able to kind of I don't know, just to participate in certain things, but you don't actually have to do it by doing the actual classes themselves. Like there's a big there's a big misconception that just because you go to like a B class race that it's just inherently going to be safer than a D class race, and that's not entirely the case, because what ends up happening is it ends up being more about popularity. So if the series is popular, there'll be a lot of drivers participating in it, so you kind of get grouped with people of your same kind of skill set, just because of how I-rating it works. So there's like the Mazdas, the advanced Mazdas are a great example of that. Like I think they're D, and you get incredible racing out of there. Same with the GR86. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, it's a different mentality to kind of just not care about your rating and just throw it away. Yeah. You try to do the last to first challenges on that? I gotcha. Honestly, I went through like this really weird transition period where I got up to a certain high enough I rating that every single race I was doing, I was in top split, but I was like significantly off the pace of the top split guys. Um, and I just couldn't get into the lower splits for some reason. So I was actually trying to just actively do those races, A, to get better, but B, to be like, I'm gonna accept my fate and lose I rating and get knocked back down again. But quite frankly, what ended up happening was just by virtue of staying alive, I kept gaining high ratings, so I wasn't even like competing against these guys. Like they were toasting me and just leaving me for dead. But because I finished the race without wrecking, I kept gaining I rating, and the problem just kept getting worse. Eventually, I finally got fast enough that I could actually race with them, but it was an interesting time period. Yeah, no kidding, man. Dude, when we were doing the GTPs constantly, we every weekend we were doing some type of endurance race, the 3 hour, the 6 hour, and then the special events. Every single weekend we were like, please be second split, please be second split, because it's just not fun going up against the esports guys all the time and getting absolutely dusted. Yeah, exactly. That happens quite a bit. And I don't know that people realize that all the time, that a lot of I rating is kind of a virtue of how well do you stay out of trouble. Of course, I'm a perfect example of it after wrecking out on the first lap this race. And are you it doesn't sound like it, but are you planning on doing the Nürburgring 24 hour this weekend? Yes, that's true, but at the same time, I kind of had a hunch that he was going to be a problem, because you may not have seen this, but check this out. If you go all the way back to the start of the race, like the actual start, check this out. Yeah, that should be. Let's see, tab one. There we go. So check this out. So this is the same guy that I got into a wreck with, right? This green car here, Ken. So this was my first hint that he was going to be trouble. As soon as it goes, he jumps the start before the start actually happened, and he realizes he's going to get a penalty for crossing. Oh, maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I don't know, but that was very much a jump start. So that was my first hint that he was just going to be a problem, and at the moment when I was going side by side with them, I was remembering that moment, and I very much considered just saying to heck with it and just backing out and letting them have it. The only reason why I didn't though was if you take a look of what my options were, where to go, he pretty much had me blocked off with the guy behind him. Um, so even if I had lifted and let him by, I didn't have anywhere to actually go from there. At least that's what my memory says. Yeah, right, this guy. So if I had lifted, I would have had to not only let him through, but I would have had to let him through as well. Typically, I would have just lifted and let him pass because it's not worth the trouble. But yeah, with this guy here, that really wasn't an option because he's not expecting it. He's just going to run into the back of me as hard as he can because he doesn't know any better. So, yeah, it just is what it is. I mean, I'm gonna fall asleep. Most of the endurance races on iRacing are only like 3 hours, so it's not too bad. You can do it solo on a couple of them, and it's easy to do as long as you like plan your water intake and don't need to take a bathroom break in the middle. Then the other ones are 6 hours, so you find a but they require teammates, so you and your buddy can toggle off every 2 stints or so. It's not too bad. And with the 24-hour events, you usually try to get enough people that y'all can rotate going around the clock. So like we have a guy that's in the UK that's going to help us kind of cover our night shift. And then we've got 4 Americans, so we can split it up. In fact, show you. I can remember. And iRacing command camera are somewhat. There's our boys right there. Ah, camera control. Easy.
Sorry.
But my favorite part is definitely we call this Charles Lafart, one of our team members. That's his cat. His name is Farty, and yeah, I slapped him on there at the last minute just to give somebody behind us something fun to look at. $4 minutes of optionals. Let's see who's actually around. All right, so if I go back out, I might get positions. Not really that big of a. Like some people already went out. Patrick, Gordon, Antonio. Yeah, so 3 of those aren't real, so it'll drop even further. A wolf? This guy? Who's using a wolf? On our car? This right here? Or on someone else's car? On whose? Oh, I see the wolf you're talking about. Okay. That's close. It's just his cat. Yeah, I saw your channel page. It honestly kind of reminds me of oh, what's his name? The from Five Nights at Freddy's. Foxy. Hopefully that's a pseudo compliment. Yeah, for the longest time, whenever he would reference his cat, he would call it my ears heard. I heard him call him Artie, and then it took a while, but eventually I realized that no, his name's not Artie. His cat's actual name is Farty. So that was a little bit funny whenever I figured that out. Yeah, it's cat. It's his actual cat on what I assume is Charles Leclerc. So we call him Charles LaFarty. We were doing some testing, and when we were in practice sessions, we asked the question basically, how close do you have to get before you can tell what it is? So we started following each other behind, and what we came up with was basically you had to be pretty obscenely close to actually see it. But then we asked, well, how far away do you have to be before you kind of realize what it is, or that something's even there? So let's see if I can get an angle. So we were followed each other at different distances, and we decided like somewhere about right here you kind of start to realize that there's something weird to look at. About here you can kind of tell that it's not human, but then they had to come all the way up here to actually realize that it was a cat. So we were making all these jokes about we're gonna get rear-ended the entire race just because people want to see what the heck that is.
Oh,
Let's see. Let's see what we have to work with the car. Just get some practice in it, nothing else. So, looks like there's 10 minutes remaining, so we'll get 2 laps out of this, which honestly is almost most of the race. We'll just treat this as practice. Yeah, that's my car. Or our team's car for the weekend. We have our normal, the team name is Mistakes Were Made. We have our normal team liveries that we do for the weekend events and for ourselves, but for the special events, we try to do a special livery just to have some fun with it. So it has like the Nerd 24-hour logo on it, and we put Charles LaFarty on there. Oh, he was trying to read the cat? Gotcha. Fair enough. Fair enough. I wish he had said something. We're doing a bet of basically somewhere during the middle of the 24-hour race where the bet is that somebody's going to randomly send the team a message and go, is that a cat? Minding its own business. I don't think he was minding his own business. He was coming in for the hunt. Honestly, I wish there had been a space behind him. I would have just looked it because I had a feeling that wasn't going to work out very well. But it happens. Yeah, he raised a good point. You should consider being his attorney. Maybe send him a message and offer your services. You're making a pretty good defense so far. In the end, it kind of almost feels like it was my fault. Fair. Let's see. Looks like Ken never came out of the pit, so we'll at least overtake him. Get to check that in our little ego bucket. So do you know what the next track is that you own for the Pico? Like, when can you use it? Oh, this track? Are you good at the Nürburgring? Or is it one you have to learn? Are you, oh, I got you. So you don't own this one, got you. Do you know what the next week that you would own the track, what that is? Honestly, this track in the P Cup, that sounds like a nightmare. I know lots of people enjoy it, but that sounds way more scary than I'm interested in. Nice. Yeah, it's a fun car. Highly recommend that car to kind of cut your teeth and learn stuff in. Especially like that car isn't doing races where you would really need to conserve fuel unless you're doing an endurance race. But as far as like individual like practice time is concerned, you can get a lot of value going to tracks and practicing fuel saving techniques using the P Cup. There's a lot that coasting in can teach you in that car that applies everywhere else. The downside is that there's not really a race where you would actually use that technique unless you're intentionally underfueling, just because they don't pit. Yeah, so I thought the riding on the road was like a huge thing that was like a part of the history of it, and then I was kind of bummed when I was seeing like some recent races in real life where a lot of it looked like it had been paved over. I would have thought that, I mean, I guess they have to do that for maintenance, but I would have thought that they would have tried to have salvaged it some way, or maybe just cleaning it up as like a clean slate sort of thing. I don't know. It's such a cool thing that no other track has, and it's interesting that they're so ready to give it up. Yeah. Honestly, I typically avoid this track like the plague. I only sunk into it because the team wanted to do the 24-hour event race. So I spent the last like 3 weeks doing 30 minutes a day just practicing it. And now that it's actually in the rotation, I'm just grinding on it. Last night's race went a lot smoother than this one. How many drivers usually go into the dirt oval races? Like, what's the track cap? Or the car count, I guess, is a better way to say that. Times and did absolutely awful. The closest thing to an oval rim I have one of those like D-shaped rims that you would see more often in rally cars. I use it for NASCAR ovals and it works fine. It's not the best, but it does what it needs to do. But because of that weird funky shape of it, I just couldn't use it for the dirt ovals. It was just too weirdly shaped. I'm sure somebody could do it very easily, but it was challenging.
White flag this time.
So we're gonna go from 27 to what? Probably still 27. Oh, 24. Okay. Have you started to notice some of the tricks with like the road cars about tire temperature and things like that? some of the tricks to get around it. Tire temperature in the road cars. I don't know that you can feel it. It's still there, but it's not quite as say progressive in the open wheelers. But in the sports cars, it's a pretty big thing, car to car, of just how to manage the overall energy going into the tires and how hot they get. Open wheel, once it like heats up, it's just shoop, it's gone. But it's a little more progressive with the GT cars. What secret? What secret? Well, it's different car to car. That's kind of the challenge, but let's see. So you probably already know the one that everybody knows is like with the GT3s, getting into ABS is a big problem. So like you probably heard people talk about 80% braking. Not everybody translates that correctly, so they know that 80% braking is optimal, but they don't know why. And if they do know why, i.e. ABS, it doesn't really, like the next step of that logic chain doesn't really come up. So the 80% rule is, yeah, that's roughly about when ABS is typically going to trigger, so that part's mostly correct. But the other big part of it is once you start getting to a certain threshold, like even if you don't have ABS on, when the car starts like micro sliding, the way that iRacing is programmed is those little micro slides, whether it be ABS or just, you know, sliding under non-ABS conditions as well, it really heats up the outside of the tire, right? So there's two temperatures with the tires. There's the core temperature and the outside surface temperature. So when you microslide, what ends up happening is your external temperature gets so much hotter than your core temperature that you end up experiencing that as a complete loss of grip. And when I say complete loss, I mean like it's total once it goes. So the nuances is like between one car and the next is the ability for that outer carcass to heat up versus what the inner core temperature of the tire is. So you're going to experience it like differently. The P Cup versus a GT3, for instance. So most of the goal is when you go into a corner and you're braking, you're going to have to expend, I call it currency, but you're going to have to expend energy. And you need to choose where that energy is going to be spent. So most people, you know, having come from a background of being told, hey, you need to brake in a straight line, they'll come in and they'll slam on the brakes and practically go to 100%. So by doing that, what you're doing is you're effectively expending all the currency of tire heat all on the slowing pace. So by doing that, yeah, you'll make the corner, but now you don't have any currency to spend for extra heat you want to put into the tire for the actual grip of the corner itself. So with especially the GT cars, including the Cup, what you end up realizing is you need to not spend all of your currency on slowing the car down. You need to save some currency for the actual like snap rotation of the car to get it through the corner. Once you start to realize that you go into a corner with, let's say, $100, it's really easy to spend $95 just on the slowing phase, and then spend the other $5 on turning in, which isn't going to really help you get around the corner very well. But what you end up realizing is that you want to spend like 65 bucks on the slowing phase, maybe 30 bucks on the rotation phase, and 5 bucks on the exit and driving out. But the problem is like, it's hard to even understand that that's a problem or an equation, because people are so conditioned to try to slow the car down as fast as possible in a straight line that they never explore the other phases and understand that they're struggling for grip because they have that old habit of trying to slow down in a straight line. So while you're practicing the P-Cup, I would encourage you, A, to help yourself learn ABS if that's new to you, but B, attempt to maybe not brake at full capacity, like leave some on the table, and do that specifically for the point of you want to have extra grip and heat available to you inside the actual corner itself when you start rotating. So by sacrificing that entry speed, or the entry braking, I should say, you still carry the same speed, you'll realize that you have more grip to work with, and therefore you can carry more speed into the corner in general. It's a weird thing because, like, anybody worth their salt that's teaching somebody new, they always tell them the same thing: brake in a straight line, peak brake in a straight line, slow the car down, and it basically makes it very challenging to accidentally notice that if you don't do that, you have more grip to play with in the corner. It's one of those fun little things that I like. It's just, and that value will change car to car. Like with the GTPs, almost all of it is the slowdown phase. Like, you really want to optimize that, and also the exit itself. But with like the GT3 cars, you want to deprioritize the entry, the slowing down phase, so that you have really good rotational grip or an exit grip coming out. And that's where, like, a lot of the aliens get their time, is they're so good at managing where they're spending that energy. And it's also a part of why that 80% braking is, as common knowledge as it is. But yeah, that would definitely be something I would experiment with the P-Cup, is intentionally don't brake as hard as you can. Like, yes, you want to slow the car down quickly, but leave a little bit on the table so that you can really use it for the turn-in phase. And checkers. Well, that was a hard-earned, not victory.
Checkered flag, checkered flag.
Time for the fun of it. Jeez, man. Yeah, that wasn't even close. That was just straight up punishment. Like, I'm having to take a narrower entry, which means I've got to kind of come here and then rotate out. I can't just arc it in here, I'll just bounce off the curb. And he just goes straight through me. See his cockpit. I bet this is funny. Yeah, Dustin. Yeah, dude, he sent me some nasty grams too afterwards. Yeah, so, and what's funny is he's in the right IR rating bracket that we're probably going to be racing him this weekend. Dustin, you going to be around later this week? Yeah, and I was telling the MP as well that, like, a big thing that I wanted to do here was I wanted to lift and just let this guy by, because he was a problem anyway off the start of the race. But because I had this car behind me, I couldn't really afford to lift, if that makes sense. So by the time I decided this is a bad idea, it was kind of already too late. Yeah, but dude, check this out, Dustin. Um, I knew this guy was going to be a problem because check out the start of the race. This dude just straight guns it. Like, the race hadn't started, green hadn't gone, he just jumped it. And because of that, I kind of assumed he was going to be an issue later on, and then he was. He ended up killing me. Yeah, and Pete, thanks for hanging out. Actually, this is the first time I've actually bothered setting up the chat on screen. Normally, I just kind of do these recordings just for fun for ourselves, so we can watch it as our little personal group. But yeah, I just set up. I appreciate that. I just set up a chat on screen so I could actually read it for the first time ever. I think Sunday, something like that. So you're actually the first person I talked to that wasn't a teammate. So thanks for dropping in. Yeah, definitely. You and your wolf that that looks like Charles Lafarty. There you go, just drop that one in there. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I appreciate it. Kind of broke up the race, especially the fact that Homeboy decided to take me out and kill me. But it is what it is. I'm actually curious what the next something or other is going to be. Like what we could get into. I've been wanting to check out. Normally, I've been staying away from it, but I've really been wanting to check out the IndyCar. It's the next GT race. And what? I might check out the IndyCar series. What is that? Mobility Resort. Otegi. Oh, it's an oval. Oh, I thought it was I feel silly now. I thought this was a road course. Yeah, he was looking at the Charles Lafarty. Yeah, I've been wanting to try the Indy cars again. I got into them probably 2 or 3 years ago, and I was going to try to turn them into a primary, but at the time there was really only one split that was active, and it was the first race of Monday night, right after the tracks updated. And all the esports guys would all join in on that race, and it was this crazy disparity between like all these 10K drivers, and then it would drop down to like 1.5K drivers, and it was this massive gap. And I tried learning during that phase, but um, let's just say the IndyCar is a quite a bit of a handful on road courses for people of a lower rating, so I got taken out a fair bit just for trying to live. But oh man, I'm kind of tempted to give it another shot. See. I want to look at your P cup. Let's see. P cup. So look at the schedule. Oh, Mugello. Oh man, Mugello's fun. It's that's gonna be a handful in the P cup though because of how much you have to swing left, swing right. You keep slowly, incrementally putting heat into the tires. And it's like you burn a little bit in one corner and you burn more in the second corner and you burn more in the third corner. By the time you get to that third corner, your tires are basically lava. So definitely keep an eye on that and see if like toning it down in the first and second corner kind of help you survive that third corner, get a better drive out. Yeah, we were all low at one point. Lord knows I spent a lot of time there. Dude, check this out. I don't know what kind of kit you have, but look at my history stats. So if I go to the old road license, look at this, man. 2011, just rocking it. 1350. I think my lowest point was here, 954 in 2016. Obviously, a big gap in between. I had like no hardware to work with, and that was kind of the reason why there was all these gaps here. But um, this magical line right here was whenever I upgraded from, I think it was a Logitech like G27, which I did not get on with at all. I couldn't feel the car. I couldn't understand it. I'm too strong for the little crappy gear motor that it is. So I would just overpower it and just cog all the time. And so I got like a Fanatec CSW 2.5 and the pedals. And it shot up, and like that was obviously a noticeable hardware increase. And then somewhere around here, I think I ended up upgrading to a direct drive wheel and some better pedals, and boop, 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 just kind of up ever since from there. But I always like looking back at this graph because it reminds me, like a lot of those guys that maybe are still struggling with that. Some of them you just simply may not have the hardware, and you look blink and you'll miss it. So get some upgrades, they end up turning into rocket ships. So just because you're struggling doesn't mean that you don't get what's going on or how to get there. It's just, it is what it is. There's a certain level that equipment does play a factor here. But I always love looking at this because you can literally see the hardware upgrades. Like, it's so obvious where they came in. I think this bump right here, if I'm not mistaken, this was probably around the time that I got the SemiCube active pedals, and it just like shot up again. So I always find that really interesting to look at, just to kind of see the history of it. And it hadn't changed much since then, since the split. I haven't done a lot of official races since. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. Sports. You know what? I've been eyeballing this as well. Tona. Be good. So if I did this, it'd be the GT4s. I keep clicking it by mistake. What else is there? So is that Indy? I don't like it. Though. At the GTEs. GTEs. So time offset. So this is in 20 minutes, 4:30. You know what though? I'll practice a little. Just have a little bit. I don't think I'm brave enough to actually. We'll give it a try. I haven't really messed with the GT4s in a while, and I've been feeling it. Try it out. You do GT4s at all? Which car? The P Cup? Oh, the Radical. Did you ever drive the Legacy Radical before they replaced it? Man, I absolutely love that old thing. The only thing that was bad about it is it had the old damage model, and it was like a piece of paper, man. You get touched on it, and it was pretty much game over. Yeah, I think so. I don't, don't quote me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I think it was SR8. That thing was just an absolute firecracker. I love driving that thing.
Are you talking to yourself?
I'm not talking to myself. There's a guy in here by the name of MP. I don't know if he has a different name, but right now he goes by MP.
Okay, gotcha.
You still at work?
No, I had a funeral today.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, my wife's grandmother passed last week.
Sorry to hear that, man. How was the trip? Or how was getting back from the trip, I should say.
Yeah, getting back from the trip sucks.
Yeah, that's what I imagine.
Work has been just stupid.
You hopping on, or are you just hanging out?
talk to you about this weekend.
Okay. Anything private or?
No. The race starts Saturday, right?
Yeah. Saturday at noon or 11 actually.
Okay. I don't know for sure yet, but I may have to catch a flight on Sunday to go out to Pennsylvania for work. So I could be around most of Saturday, but yeah, I think if I end up having to go, my flight's going to leave about 6 a.m. Sunday morning.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
I don't really. Whoops, I wasn't paying attention. I don't really see that being an issue. I ended up leaving my name off of all of Sunday to make sure other people got time, as well as be a filler or whatever. So
yeah,
if I need to cover for you, I don't really see that being an issue.
Yeah, I'm hoping I'll know more come tomorrow afternoon. We're supposed to get in touch with the customer whose machine I might have to go look at. We're supposed to talk to them tomorrow, so yeah, should know more tomorrow afternoon.
I was also going to ask you. Oops. I was also going to ask you how many, kind of just in general, because I know you've had limited practice. How many stints you wanted on there? Because I was kind of walking that line of I want to make sure I give you stints, but I also want to make sure I'm not like putting a gun to your head.
No, I mean I don't even remember what you had me on there for. What was it, 4 or 5 stints?
I think me and you were equal. Both had 4 or both had 5, something like that. I'm kind of used to being a filler, so I didn't.
Yeah, right now I'm mainly in there for. Looks like I'm in there for 4 stints. Obviously the 3rd and 4th stint may prove to be a problem if I end up having to travel. So
is it because of those being late at night? Is that what it was?
Yeah, because the 3rd stint is at 11 o'clock at night, and my 4th stint looks like it's at 10 a.m. following is on Sunday. So obviously, if I'm flying, I'm not going to be able to do much with that one.
I think I mostly paired me and you together for the most part. Are there any times in there where, like, I'm before you that we could just like trade? You go before me and then I go after you.
Yeah, what I'm looking at right now is, well, and I don't know, is this current calculator, the stint calculator I'm looking at, is that for a 12 o'clock start time?
11 o'clock.
Okay, I thought so we're not doing the 8 o'clock one then?
Yeah, I put the message in the chat asking if anybody had an objection to 12. So the short of it is that I asked Cam if he had any blockers or anything, and if he wanted to start the race, and he was like, yeah, but obviously that would put him at starting at like 6 or before 6 a.m.
Yep. Yep.
And I thought that was a big rule.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. So yeah, I would say, right now it looks like I'm in there for, looks like 5 and 6 p.m. Looks like you are 2 stints ahead of me, Joe's 2 stints ahead of me. I could do either one of those stints probably. You or Joe's, whichever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that sounds fine. I've got no objections swapping with you at all.
Yeah, I'd just leave it the way it is for now until obviously I know for sure, sometime tomorrow.
Yeah, I appreciate the heads up.
Yeah, it was kind of a last minute deal is the way it's working out, so yeah, it definitely wasn't something I had on my radar of what I was going to have to do.
Yeah, I've been there before.
So.
just set your
I
fast
got a
lap
guy
of
out
the
in
session.
Pennsylvania with a machine that's giving him fits, so yeah, I may have to go out there and take a look at it, try and get it running right.
While you're at it, fly down here and help me figure out all my plans.
What are your plans for your business?
Yep.
Well, maybe I can make that happen the following week.
Following week I'll be in, I told you this, we're flying out to California next week.
Yeah, you told me about that. You're going to a couple different places, aren't you?
Yep. And then the plan is that it's decision time on whether or not we're doing it.
If everything goes well.
Yeah. Good God, I cannot drive a GT4. It's been a while.
You're trying to.
I think I just needed a break. That I'm not going to be around the night. My wife is she had an opening come up, so she's she's taking it to be at home. So it's like the one time I get to see her with all the volunteering stuff she has going on.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be offline. So I hopped in and did that 3 o'clock race, and it's probably it for me. So I'm not going
New
to practice
fast
tonight.
lap for you.
No problem with that. You gotta spend time with the wife.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm trying to grind as many races as I can this week. Other schedules permitting.
Yeah.
But it's a different animal.
Well, it seems like you're getting pretty used to it.
Yeah, but man, it's a different beast. If you're not faster than all the troublemakers, it seems like the troublemakers just like to hang out and cause shit.
Well, they'll look for any opportunity that they can to pass you, and on that track, there isn't very many safe places to pass. So usually, obviously what happened to you in the last race, that's usually what happens.
Yeah, I got spoiled the race before. I was actually the guy behind the guy that I was faster than. So I got to be the one that kind of picked all of our challenges, and I ended up pushing him so far forward that the guy behind me fell back and he wasn't a threat. Man, good God, I cannot drive a GT4 right now. Yeah, it was a different experience. That one, I think the people behind me had a lot more pace. Like I said, I was going to let him by. I was going to give up the position, but there was a guy behind me, so it would have been weird for him to figure out what I was doing. It would have been so unpredictable.
Yeah, it's tough. That track can definitely get you in trouble if you got faster guys around you that are kind of pushing on you. It can get sketchy.
So funny though, because like a third of the field always crashes out, so even with that incident, I still finished, I think it was like 20 seconds, something like that.
Yeah, that track is definitely if you can keep yourself alive, you can end up in a pretty good position at that place.
Yeah. Well, I'd love to hang out with you sometime this week. You going to be around tonight, tomorrow, anything like that?
I'm probably gonna get on here this evening and do a race. I'm not expecting to do well in it, but just to put some laps in, really.
Well, whenever my wife is getting some much needed, I'm in the house right now. I try not to just be a little chihuahua that's just pestering her for attention. So if she ends up wanting to do her own thing or whatever, I'll reach out and see if you're around. Love to hang out with you some more.
Alright, sounds good.
But, yeah, sorry to hear about the day off, and sorry about the travel that might be happening.
Yeah, not really looking forward to it, but we'll see what happens. Like I said, I'll let you know for sure tomorrow.
days, and if it, however it plays out, like I don't want you to feel like you're obligated to do anything. I'm more or less expecting to be up for 24 hours again, so I could pretty much do whatever. I just didn't want to put my name on the paper as, you know, a million stints or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm keen to do more than what I wrote down. Obviously, I'd rather have you. I feel like sending you flowers or something.
Jesus H. Something wrong with you.
Don't bring my child into this. I was wondering if that was gonna click.
Yeah. It clicked.
You know, me and Cam keep talking about you. We miss you.
Yeah, it's been a busy few weeks, man. I haven't had a whole lot of time to do much of anything, to be honest.
Yeah, I believe that.
Alright, man. Well, I'm gonna hop off here. I guess I'm probably gonna get back on here later, though.
I'll hook my head in every now and again if I happen to be available. Are you gonna, when you get on, are you gonna be in the chat? The voice, I mean.
Yeah, if I get on, I'll probably get in chat.
Yeah, I'll just look there if my wife says that she's gonna go hang out and do something.
Alright.
That way we can kind of hold hands or something.
Alright, that works.
Alright, see you, bud.
See ya.
MP, you still there?
New fast flat for you.
Yikes. I always hate those short off cracks.
New fast flat for you.
find something more fun to play with. soon. It's been awesome. It's been awesome. Driving like a GTB. Man, I miss these cars. Super curious what could actually went down. Well, that is a good way to not do it.
You're going the wrong way.
I know I'm good. Okay. Put this down. It can't brake like a GTB. Noted.
see you cut the cord. You'll have to slow down and give up the time gained.
Let's see how this goes.
1 lap to green. Line up on the left side. Pit road is closed right now.
First race overfueled by an entire lap by a mistake. Second race murder by a certain someone. Let's see how 3 goes. A lot further back than that. 10 point. Well, tells me I'm not winning. Tires.
No damage. Car looks clean. Catch stop 13. Car.
Survive, survive, survive. This office 4400. So every single race I've been in, I've been behind a car with Fury on the back. Makes me wonder how many teams are running. It's just a coincidence.
Get ready. Going green.
See what this is like. I guess it's green.
Green flag. Green flag.
You go onto the inside.
Car on your left. You're in the middle, 3 wide. Left side, 2 wide. Clear on the left.
There we go.
Right side.
Wasn't expecting him to fit in there, but he did.
Clear on the right.
Probably lets me know what to look forward to. TK's already pulling away. Entered that. Usually someone's gonna die here. In our first 2 wide, we'll see.
Right side.
Don't do it. Please don't do it.
Clear on the right. Car right. Clear. Car right. Clear. Right side.
You broke too deep. Just pushed me off.
Clear on the right.
So you got a terrible exit.
Car on your left. Clear on the left. Car right. Clear on the right. Left side. Clear.
Oh, it's a good thing I looked in.
Car on your left. Clear.
It's a good thing I looked in. Pretty sure he was gonna kill me. Push, push, push. Push, yes.
Right side. Clear. Right side. Clear.
Make sure it sticks.
Car on your left, clear. Car on your left. Clear on the left.
And going backwards. That's alright. I'm still alive. If that's that bad.
You have about 2 laps of fuel left. Clear on the right. Right side. Clear.
I'm gonna stop letting myself get domed in that corner. Not ideal. Alright. Reset. That is not a good reset. That was a no-no break.
You have about 1 lap of fuel left. Clear. Pit box in 10, 5, 3, 2, 1. Right here. That's it, go! Right side, clear. You have about 2 laps of fuel left. Right side. Clear on the right. White flag. One more lap to go.
Much nicer taking that corner without somebody on your inside.
You have about 1 lap of fuel left. Cut that corner and got a slow down penalty.
Gave up one, gained two.
There's the flag. It's over.
Oof. See what the wreck last race cost. He, huh? It's 30 days. This one? It's a practice. It's silly. It's a 64 I rating for someone going. Holy crap, that was a top split. Come on, show me the race. Any
new fastest lap for you. Just set your fastest lap of the session. That was your fastest lap of the session.
Did 2 races today.
Yeah.
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 Well, one ended because somebody made decisions on my behalf. The other one went quite well. I think I finished 12th, if I remember right, but these lobbies are stacked, man, so I'm pretty freaking happy with 12th.
Are you driving LMPs right now?
GT4 actually. It just looked fun.
That's what I was doing earlier. I think it was last week.
Yeah, I was pretty jealous that the GT3s were here and I didn't do it. Because I really didn't want to take a break from... Yeah. I didn't want to take a break from the Nords and learning that, so I didn't jump in and I really regretted it. So, figured I'd pop into a practice session for the course. Show these noobs what a hot lap doesn't look like. I gotta say, I started pretty damn far off pace and
Just set your
didn't really
fastest
see it
lap of the
coming
session.
down, but I'm starting to get it.
Yeah, the tools were there from the get-go. I was never worried about where you were going to end up.
Yeah, I don't know how those guys are doing freaking 808s, 809s, 810s. I don't understand, and that bothers me so much, like you have no idea. Because my mind brain instantly goes to, they're cheating. Obviously, they're not. It just doesn't feel possible.
Yeah, and that GR86 Coda race, I was looking at the results yesterday because they were officially posted. They weren't just unofficial. And I noticed that the guy who won the race, his average lap was like about 2/10 quicker than my best lap. So, yeah, I don't know. It just kind of felt like I don't know how much fucking faster I could have gone with my fleshy meat sack behind the wheel.
We're not going to talk about your fleshy meat sack. That is inappropriate, sir. Yeah, certain cars I like get it. Like I can feel that I'm not optimal. But when I feel like I'm just so close to actually nailing it and I just have no answer for that many seconds, it's like, Jesus. And I have to remind myself, it's just a culmination. They're basically getting 1/10 out of every corner better than me. And that adds up.
Yeah, when you look at it that way, it doesn't seem too unrealistic.
Yeah.
It's just that they're so dialed in for every single corner. It's just inhuman.
Yeah, I need to go on the BRS and take a look at the like telemetry. Because I'd be willing to bet I'm probably like borderline matching or surpassing in a couple of sections. I can't talk.
Slow down. You got a penalty? We're cutting the cord.
Tell me, man, Garage 61 is where it's at. You can take a look at, you can sort by like dates and times the laps were driven. And you can choose like minimum fuel loads and all that, and you can analyze their session and the lines they're taking, and you can see their telemetry. And you can steal their setup if they don't have it locked.
They're showing us the black flag. They say you cut the course. They're going to hold you for a while.
He gave me a black flag because I couldn't burn it in fast enough.
Are you in a race session?
No, I was just in a practice session. I was not laughing. I did some whatchamacallit, GTEs earlier at Daytona. That was fun.
Which one do you drive?
I picked the Ferrari, but I forgot that the Porsche is like super bop. So that wasn't smart.
So I just hear someone yelling at you to feed them.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Normally he's not that loud. Actually, now I hear something much more looming. Garage door
Your
just
wife?
opened. Yeah. So I'm gonna hop off and go spend time with her. Unless she ends up deciding I have like zero time with her right now because of all the volunteer shit she's doing. So this is like she got tonight. Her thing fell through tonight, so she's actually home. So unless she decides she wants to do something solo to like decompress or whatever, I'm gonna go give her all my attention. So I'm gonna
go
be
do
off
that.
unless she's
Hopefully
around.
she asks you to start setting up her sim rig.
You know, I keep dropping hints. You know, maybe one of these days.
Yeah.
I still think it's the funniest damn thing that she's quicker than most people that sit down.
I'm just saying, it's just you just gotta pour water on the seed, and all of a sudden she's max for sapping.
Yeah, that's it exactly. All right, dude. I hear her slamming car door shut, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop off.
All right. See ya.
All right, take it easy, man.